What's up, guys? Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. I'm Namco, and as always, sitting next to me is Dustin. This is an NBA edition. We're going to be going over the waiver wire, but first, we got some tips for you when it comes to trading.
First tip we got for you is don't be that guy in your league that's known for terrible trades. Every league has one. We all know who it is. Every time we get a trade from, we know it's going to be terrible before we even open it. Don't be that guy. You got to send over at least something they got to think about. That way you can get the ball rolling and they're not pissed off from looking at the terrible trade you just sent.
Donger, we're talking to you in our league. For the love of God, you send awful trades. All right, the next tip is going to be use the text box and the tools that are out there. So there's a little place where you can write. So write why you're doing the trade. Just don't send a blanket trade. This way you can at least get the ball rolling. If you're doing a package deal where you could swap somebody out for somebody else, let the other owner know that. And so maybe you can get your trades done.
And use it when you reject the trade too. Tell them why you rejected it so that way they can maybe send you something back. And another thing too is don't let the trades just sit there. That's so annoying when people just let trades sit there for weeks at a time. You know, if you're not going to do it, reject it. If you need a day to think about it, fine. But don't let them sit there for more than a day or so. Send something back or reject it.
Again, Donger, you're god-awful. I don't even know why you're in our leagues anymore. All right, Dustin, let's get into the waiver wire. We're going to start off with a couple of must-adds. The first one's Ben Gordon, owned in 65% of leagues. Not really sure what's going on with Rip Hamilton right now. Last night he dressed but didn't play. There's been rumors he's going to maybe get traded or in the doghouse. Either way, it's all good news for Ben Gordon.
Next, we got Ty Lawson, another guy waiting on trying to get some value for a trade. I wish this trade would just happen. I know I'm not the only one that is tired of hearing about it.
Based around it.
It's so annoying though. Just do it or not. I don't care. Just do something. But if Lawson ends up being the starting point guard out there for Denver, easily top 10 point guard in my opinion, only owned in about 30% of leagues right now.
Next guy we got is Greg Monroe. True, Ben Wallace has been hurt, and that's why he's starting. But 4 double-doubles in a row is not too bad. Monroe is, their Pistons are terrible. Go with the youth movement. I actually think they're definitely going to do that. I say Monroe's got a good chance to almost be a double-double guy the rest of the way.
Next, we got Nick Young, only owned in about 65% of leagues. We all saw what he did the other day. I was playing against him. It was terrible for me, but the guy, he's going to score. That's about all he's going to do. The Wizards need a score. Look for him to continue to be streaky, but have some really good games.
Love me some bullets. All right, next we got Jared Dudley. With that big trade with Vince Carter coming over, Turkoglu leaving, all of that craziness happened. Jared Dudley's actually really excelled since then. He started some games. He's come off the bench. Really doesn't matter, though. He's hitting threes and he's scoring points, so he's definitely worth a perspective at least on your team.
And the last guy we got is a must-add in most leagues is Troy Murphy. We think mainly only in weekly setup leagues is he worth picking up right now, or in shallow daily leagues. He's only on about 55% of leagues. If that trade happens and he goes to a team that's going to start him and play 30 minutes a game, he's going to go back to his old self. It's a great gamble at this time.
No clue why Avery Johnson isn't playing him now, but all right, deeper leagues. We got Marcus Thornton, only owned in 30% of leagues. Bellinelli got hurt last game, plus Thornton is the better player. I don't care what anyone says. He's been in the doghouse from day one. If he finally gets out of that, he could go back to the player that he was last year.
And the last guy we're going to talk about, Tyler Hansbrough, only owned in 25% of leagues. You know, Jim O'Brien is, who knows what he's doing out there, but his minutes have been all over the place. When Hansbrough's starting, he could be a nice guy if he can get some consistent minutes. Look for him to maybe even flirt with double-double territory. And we got one other thing we want to talk about. It's a question that a lot of people are going to be asking themselves right now. Brent, is it okay to drop Brandon Roy?
God, I hate Brandon Roy, and why did they know about this before the season started? News came out today. He's probably going to get both of his knees scoped. That's obviously very bad news for Roy owners. If you're in a very deep league where there's not much on the wire, I say it's worth waiting the 3 days. I'm going to, even though I know what the answer is going to be. If you're in a shallow league and there's guys like Nick Young available and Ty Lawson, you might want to drop them and pick those guys up because, in all honesty, there's a very, very good chance he's going to be out 6, 8, 10, I don't know, a long time.
And if y'all couldn't guess, Brent owns him. So.
God! There was no news before the season.
Just in case you missed that. But that's it for this
week's show. Signed a big contract. I mean, come on.
As always, if you got any questions, get in those forums. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Portland, you're a curse!